Welcome to this ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution learning experience. Did you know that 48% of the BMS labor force has 20 years or more of experience? Each year, 1,200 of these people, 3% of the total labor force, will be retiring, increasing the current labor shortage of our industry, meaning we will all have to learn to do more with less. In case we have not had the pleasure of meeting, I am Eric Sweeney, and I will be presenting today along with Matthew Houle. Aren't you tired of executing the same repetitive tasks throughout your commissioning process? In the next 30 minutes, you will learn how you and your company can benefit from our ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution to automate your process. You will learn about the ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution. You will understand the benefits of this solution for you, your business, and your customers. You will see how simple it is to use this solution during our technical demonstration, and feel free to ask questions in the chat. We will be answering them at the end of our conversation. At DizTech, we are really excited to present this cutting-edge, hands-off testing solution. You'll be thrilled to know that utilizing ECLYPSE Edge Analytics, the ECY VAV, and ECY PTU controllers now have the ability to run a functional test on its associated HVAC equipment. Matthew, can you tell us more about the tests that can be performed?
For sure. Now your ECLYPSE ECY PTU series controllers are now shipping from the factory with the ability to run a series of functional tests at the edge. Provided that your system is equipped with a discharge temperature sensor, you can run tests and generate reports on the following pieces of equipment. The system will automatically detect if your heating coil valve is reversed, leaking, or if the coil is not delivering enough heat. The cooling coil test will provide you with the same information as the heating coil. When doing the electric heater test, the system will inform you if you have a low delta, a reverse polarity, or a stock contactor. While doing the above test, the system will also energize the fan at low and high speed, detect the temperature delta, and inform you of any fan failure. Like for the ECY PTU series, your ECLYPSE ECY VAV series controllers are now shipping from the factory with the ability to run a series of functional tests at the edge. One of the most essential tests for a VAV is the airflow test. With the ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution, you will be able to test an entire system and have access to a comprehensive report in a fraction of the time taken to accomplish this task manually. Not only would you be provided with operational information, the ECLYPSE Edge Analytics can automatically correct the damper direction when reversed. Also, provided that your system is equipped with a discharge temperature sensor, you can also run tests and generate reports on the operation of your equipment. The system will automatically detect if your reed valves are reversed, leaking, or if your coils are not delivering enough heat. This test will also provide you with information on the proper operation of your parallel fan. If your system is equipped with either heating radiator or electric baseboard, you'll also be able to detect reverse valves or low temperature output failure. Now, you might be thinking, our company has its own set of applications, and we have not adopted the use of the preloaded application. Does this mean I won't be able to use the ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution? Not at all. The solution was built in a modular way with your workflow in mind. Now included with version 3.7 of the productivity enhancing tools are 4 modular code snippets for you to easily drag and drop into your applications. Once in your program, you only need to connect the different ports and set the output numbers used by your application using internal constant. Adapt your own application to ensure compatibility with this modular ECLYPSE solution in just 5 minutes.
The final piece tying these components together is ECNet DC commissioning. Using standard ECNet components like schedules, reporting service, and email service, you can easily customize the commissioning wizard to meet your customers' needs. Being able to set your maximum amount of devices that can be tested at one time will intelligently stagger testing times, ensuring equipment can safely operate throughout the testing process. Just like ECGFX program and the ECNet Wizard service, this commissioning wizard comes at no additional cost to Distech Controls customers. With the BMS industry growing and an understaffed workforce, how can you deliver projects more efficiently? Solutions like ECLYPSE Edge Analytics are here to help and get you on and off projects faster. Initial findings are showing ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution saving an average of 30 to 45 minutes per device. Couple this time savings with the solution being no cost, and your savings will scale as the project grows. This will help you be more competitive when bidding projects by decreasing the amount of labor needed to start up VAVs and fan coils. How can this help my customers with their systems? The ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution is not only for system startups. You can enable the facility managers to schedule automatic testing at times that will not affect occupant comfort. These results will then be emailed to them upon the test completion. This will ensure that equipment malfunctions will not go unnoticed, which is critical for occupant comfort and well-being.
Now it's time to get technical and show you what's under the hood. First building block of the ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution is the Edge Analytics. ECLYPSE Edge Analytics testing sequences are executed at the device level in ECGFX program. You are using the preloaded application, you have nothing specific to do at this stage. If you are using your own application, make sure to add the custom block from the Productivity Enhancing Tools version 3.7 to enable your controllers for Edge Analytics. ECNet DC commissioning module manages the start of the commissioning process on the selected series of devices. This is done by sending a run command and time delay to selected devices via the ECLYPSE RESTful API. Once the tests are executed using the RESTful API, the module will read test results from the ECLYPSE trend logs, providing you with the timestamp of the latest result. You will appreciate not having to worry about additional licensing thanks to the use of ECLYPSE RESTful API. Now, how does the ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution initiate and stagger the system test? Let's look at this floor plan. We can assume that these 9 VAVs were selected in the ECNet DC commissioning module. A run all test command is sent to these 9 VAVs. At the same moment, a time delay will be calculated and sent based on the grouping of devices, ensuring that system-level safety trips like eye static cutout will not occur during the testing process. You can see from this image that 2 of the 9 VAVs are in an active commissioning state, while the 7 others are in a time delay state, waiting their turn to begin the commissioning process. Once the time delay for the second group has elapsed, they'll begin their commissioning process. You can see that the first 2 VAVs have passed. At this time, the result will be logged and they will resume their normal ECGFX program sequence. The second group of devices are now in an active commissioning state. The 5 others are still waiting their turn as their time delays have not elapsed. This intelligent staggering will continue until the last group of VAVs complete their commissioning process. We can see here that the commissioning process on the 9 VAVs have been completed. At this point, the report is ready to be reviewed. In the report, you'll be able to see test results, success or fail, along with time of last test execution, and also some temperature data. By default, the report will be saved automatically in the files of the station as a .csv format. You'll be happy to know that reports can also be sent by email automatically. At this point, I bet you want to see it work. So Eric, show us the system capabilities, please.
What I'm about to show you are the required steps to use the ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution for the first time. You can see here that I'm connected to an ECNet 4 station. First, we're going to need to open the DC commissioning module palette. Under the wizard template folder, select the commissioning wizard that you will be using. Your choices are VAV or fan coil, and you can choose between imperial or metric units. I'm about to use a hybrid template that was created for testing purposes in our office. You will not see the specific template in the released version of the module. I am now going to drag and drop the DC commissioning wizard under the BCP backnet network of my ECNet4 station. Let's navigate to the DC commissioning settings property sheet. I will need to set the password here. This is the same password that is being used in the rest section of the DisCheck controls wizard service. Now, let's take a look at the device template property sheet. The commissioning wizard supports logging information from the air handler that is providing air to the VAVs, which will be tested. Here, we are going to navigate and link the supply air temperature and the supply air static pressure of the unit that serves the VAVs we wish to test. This adds the support to latch any data inside of ECNet, not just ECLYPSE RESTful information. Now let's navigate to the device manager of the commissioning wizard and we'll do a discovery. This will return all of the ECLYPSE devices in the BCP backnet network. From here, we will select the devices we wish to test and we will add them to the database. You can see I unselected a device. I do not want to include this device in my test. After the devices have been added, you're ready to send a test command to these devices. Select the devices and go ahead and click the Run button. At this time, you can select which test you would like to run. We are going to select Run All Tests. This part of the video is being sped up to show how a 45-minute test will look after you send a run command. We can now see a few things are updating. The staggered start delays have been sent and they're now visible. You can see the devices turn a darker shade of blue. This indicates that the wizard is now in an active running state. Otherwise, the devices will be white. Notice how each of the AHU supply temp and supply static values latch at the start of each new group. You will see the data continue to update throughout the test, and at the start of each new group, this will trigger a REST poll. Now, let's take a look at the wire sheet of the reporting section. These are standard Niagara reporting components. You can see here that there is an all points report, which will encompass all of the points from the wizard. There are also more specific report templates to suit the specific site you are working on. This site is using single duct with reheat and perimeter heat. Let's update our export source so we can get a more tailored report. You simply navigate to your desired template, click OK, and next. Select the desired exporter type and click Finish. We are also going to change the file recipient path so we can save it to something more specific. After I select my new folder, I will click Save. Now, let's take a look at what needs to be done to set up the wizard to run off of a schedule. Just simply navigate to the BCP backnet wire sheet view. Find the Schedules module in the palette. Let's drag out a trigger schedule, and we'll go ahead and we'll give it a name. Let's link the trigger output port into the input run port on the wizard. Let's double click this schedule so we can navigate inside and set up our desired testing day and time. Let's add it to run every Thursday and at 7 p.m. because I know the office will be empty at this time. I click Save, and now the wizard is ready to run off of its schedule. Let's take a look at the settings property sheet one more time to set the auto-generate report to true. With this setup, our wizard will run every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. and it will automatically save a report to the files in this station. By default, the provided wizard templates are set up to save the reports automatically in the files folder in the station. We can see here that the commissioning has been completed. All of the devices are no longer blue, and there is a pop-up notification that the report is done. I'm going to go ahead and grab this CSV file out of my station, and I'm going to paste it into my files so I can go ahead and try to open it with Excel. I'm going to quickly adjust the column width so we can take a better look at this report. We can see here our test results and our test times. We can see what measured data is and our latched AHU value. You can see many results here: success, low delta, leaking valve, and not available. If you see not available, this means that there's either no read or that there was not a discharge air temperature sensor installed for this test. We can see all of the necessary system information in this report to understand how the system was performing throughout the testing process. As a conclusion to this video, you can see that there is very simple to add the commissioning wizard, initiate a test, and to generate a report. You can also see that using standard Niagara components, you can customize this tool to your specific needs.
Well, Eric, thank you for this great demonstration. Now, all we ask is that within the next week, give us 5 minutes to modify your application, and you'll save 30 to 45 minutes from each device deployed. Make your applications compatible with ECLYPSE Edge Analytics. You can get more information about the ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution on the product page of our website. The ECLYPSE Commissioning Solution user guide is also available from our documentation portal client login section.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for attending. I appreciate the time and the investment to be able to learn about this new tool. I'd say that the last thing is just remember that it takes 5 minutes to try to get an application of yours updated and to have a test, and your finance department will be forever grateful, increasing margins on projects. So make sure you take that 5 minutes this week to take a look into the tool. And if there's any questions, shoot me an email, reach out, and we'll do the best we can to get you fixed up.